Hey everyone, welcome back to another great episode of The Zurvivalist. I'm your host, Matt Jarbo, here today with Nathan from Fort Collins, Colorado. Nathan, how are you?
You know what? I feel good.
That's good.
I feel great. I got zombies on the brain.
You do have zombies on the brain. We were talking about this before the show. Please give everyone at home a quick rundown of what it is that you do.
What do? I organize the Fort Collins Zombie Crawl. If you know anything about zombies, you know that they like to go be infected and take over wherever they're at. This time they're taking over and infecting Fort Collins, Colorado. Beautiful Rocky Mountain High, northern Colorado, just north of Denver, by about 45 minutes. This is our second year, and we are excited to be able to put on this event. Good time.
And that website is oldtownzombie.com.
oldtownzombie.com, and specifically what I want you to do if you get the chance is become our fan on Fort Collins Zombie. That's on Facebook. And then you can become a fan. And I like to post a lot of, stuff about zombies, zombie literature, zombie film, zombie bacon, whatever, everything. And I don't put anything up there I wouldn't want to look at myself.
That's fantastic. So basically what you're saying is you are quite an expert in zombie mythology lore, and I'm assuming survival.
I'm the head zombie in charge. So,
awesome.
Nothing gets by me.
We'll put that on a license plate for you, have you carry that around.
I appreciate that. It's on my business card now, so, that's helpful.
Fantastic. All right, so let's...
I try to be well-versed in just about everything. I mean, whether it's the infected or the uninfected, or just the idea of survival in general, because, let's face it, the apocalypse is coming. It's just a matter of when.
Can't argue with you there. So, okay, let's get down to it. Here's the question. What would you do in a zombie outbreak?
Panic. That'd be the first thing. I'd absolutely just begin with panic. I think it's always a good emotion. It's very primal, and I think panic would probably bring out the best thing. After I got done panicking, I would probably hunker down into what is the what we call my special place. I don't like to reveal a location. Let's just call it my special place, and know that it is secure. And like I said, it's fully outfitted for whatever I need. And I would only be bringing with me my loved ones, in which case there's only two. So the two loved ones that I have, they would be with me in my, as they call it, the special place. So we call it the zombie special place, just so people don't confuse it with another special place.
So you're like, I have my regular bomb shelter over here. I have my zombie shelter over here.
That's correct. I don't want to get. I try not to get my special places confused. So that's why it's the ZSP, we call it.
ZSP. At least you have access to everything. That works out.
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
ZSP.
So Fort Collins, I'm unfamiliar with that general area. So we're talking. What's your general population?
Population, we've got 140,000 people, of which that we've got probably 10 to 15,000 that are already brain dead. So it's already, we've kind of got a little bit of a zombie infection right now, but obviously when the apocalypse comes, that'll just get worse. So, sure, but you're talking about 130,000 people with another 15,000 that are officially kind of brain dead already. So that's about 150,000 people.
All right, it was 130,000 people. That's a lot to deal with, even in terms of on a mass scale. So let's say a good solid majority of them are zombies. You have your ZSP, right?
Yes, I do.
And now, is that location? Is it stocked? Is it do you have provisions and weapons and survival equipment?
Well, let me tell you something. It's good and bad because you've got a lot of natural barriers that are around you with the Rocky Mountains. Because I don't know if you knew, zombies don't like to backpack. They're not really into elevation. They're more of like lowlanders, if you will. So getting up into the mountains is a natural inclination for the people that are here in Fort Collins. Get up to Rocky Mountains and escape the apocalypse. Now, as far as resources go, you got to remember that Colorado, your listeners probably know this, is the fittest state in the nation. Lowest body fat, most exercise people here, everything. So we're already pretty well versed in staying in shape. So I think we do all right. Meaning we've got the mountains that are there, and like I said, with the population that runs and bikes and rock climbs and kayaks, we're pretty good. And there's a lot of Jeeps here too. So
you guys are pretty good for staying alive, or at least staying mobile enough.
Well, we also got that great John Denver song. So you got that combined with everything else. It's obvious why people are here. You got the mountains, the John Denver song, and a natural protection against the zombie apocalypse. Tourism is very high. I think it's because of that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you. Is there any kind of weapon or firearm that you are proficient in? Like, can you hunt? Like, are you really?
In my profession, anything? Well, I myself am impartial to the bow. I've got, because the cool thing about bow and crossbow as well is that, once you use that arrow, you can get it back. You can't do that with a bullet. And once you use that bullet, you forget about it. You're never getting it back. But a bow, this is why I like my bow, because it's bow, boom, take it back, and then there you go, move on. So yeah, bow and crossbow as well.
Okay. So you're good at archery, and
yes, sir.
You have bow skills, as Napoleon Dynamite would say.
I've mad bow skills.
So what about okay, so you have you and your loved ones. I'm assuming you said you said two loved ones.
Two loved ones, yeah.
Two loved ones. How about them? Are they going to be able?
Are they proficient? They've been completely trained up. Oh yeah. Well, we have a pretty solid regiment of zombie moves and instructional tapes that have gone through several. Basically there's one day of the week which we call it a Z Day, which is a Sunday, where it's a solid 6-hour block of Dawn of the Dead, City of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, 28 Days Later. I mean, basically we look at all those films as instructional tools. So they have to watch that every Z Day. And so, I feel like they've been adequately prepared in that way. And, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you guys are
pretty well versed.
You are.
We spent a lot of time thinking
I'm
about
actually
this.
having trouble thinking of questions, because usually I can find something that people haven't prepared for, and I can ask them that. Okay,
I think a lot. We also all have tattoos, that with the instructions that are all written right on the forearm, tattooed into what to do first, second, third, the rules, as they say.
It's like the rules of Fight Club on your arm.
That's right, like a cheat sheet, crib note kind of thing. Just flip your arm over, look at your forearm, and then like rule number 1, So then there you know what to do so you don't forget. Because just in case you get out there and you start wigging out, you can just flip your arm over. That's why we all my family, we all have that tattooed on our forearm, even my 12-year-old. So.
Okay, so you guys are prepared, but let's say you encounter other people that aren't prepared. Like, how would you deal with them? Because if we always see in these situations that you have like your one kind of like alpha person that's really well versed in this kind of stuff or knows how to survive, and then you deal with the people that are just panicking and don't know. Like, how would you handle the other survivors? Would you take them with you?
Sure. We've thought about this. We've got a rule, and we call it the Larry rule. If your name is Larry, we'll take you on. If your name's not Larry, you're out.
And why Larry?
That's pretty much it. Just because, we found that the people that we know and that are in our circle that are named Larry, we found very receptive and positive to, our suggestions and our training and our education that there is. So if your name's Larry, you're in. If your name's not Larry, sorry. And that includes female, too. So if you're a female named Larry, then we'll take you. If your name is not Larry, then that's it. It's pretty cut and dry. I mean, it's rule number 7. So if you're Larry, you're good. And then you can look right on there. Number 7, right? I'm reading it right now. If your name is Larry, no problem. We'd love to have you. But if your name isn't, then and we're going to check too. So I think it's
out of curiosity.
It's kind of a fate issue. Maybe you were born a Larry, but hey, I don't care. I mean, I can't be changing the rules up for everybody. Because I don't got time to be thinking about that stuff. It's cut and dry.
Very cut and dry, obviously.
Yeah. Well, sorry, but do you really want to be thinking about this stuff? I got stuff I got to worry about. Survival, food, right?
No, true.
Now I got to everybody that comes through the door. I got to check IDs and go through your star sign or whatever. No, I can't do that. I got no time for that. Sorry.
So in your future world, everyone would be named Larry.
Just like I said, I'll have my loved ones, and then what I call the Larry crew, which would be all the people that are named Larry that found me, found solace, and found sanctity in my shelter, the ZSP. Yes. So it would be me and my Larrys is what it would be.
I could see that being a TV show, and I'd actually watch that. So let me ask you this: now let's think more towards the future, more towards
sure.
About 2-3 months after, because most people only really have prepared for maybe 2-3 months, and then after that, they realize that Twitter and Facebook and the internet's not coming back, at least not for a while.
Okay.
would you go and like would you stay in Fort Collins? Would you attempt to clean out the city in terms of the undead and like make it rehabitable for
okay, yeah.
You know, or would you flee, go to like, you know, maybe not go to Denver because Denver's probably going to be a hotbed.
Well, listen, with the crew that I'm talking about that I've already have assembled, we're obviously going to need to change the name to Fort Larry. So instead of Fort Collins, it'll be Fort Larry. And then, like I said, what we'll do is we'll look at the city limits and we'll basically try and clean out the infestation within the confines of Fort Larry and then begin anew. Because, I mean, hold up in the special place won't, I can't do that forever. So I'd like to establish a new government, and a new everything right here in what would be Fort Larry.
In Fort Larry,
and,
okay.
Fort Larry, then go from there. Yeah.
Okay, well,
there's actually, you mentioned loved ones too. I actually do have an Uncle Larry, so he would obviously be okay, but the rest of my family, no. But, that's my grandma, no, my nan, no. But my uncle, he's welcome.
He'd be
okay. If he hears this podcast, we'll come on down, it's fine. We'll definitely take him.
Awesome. Well, I'll have to legally change my name to Larry and then make it that way if that happens.
Look, you're splitting hairs now. You can't change your name. It's either you're born Larry or you're not. So I'm afraid that you, my friend, are out. So
damn it.
Unless you got married to somebody named Larry, that was their last name, and then in which case we'd have to take a vote on it probably.
Oh, see, because you didn't specify if it'd be their first name or their last name or both. Or what if their name is Lawrence? They don't want to go by Larry.
I'm not here to split hairs, mate.
You got to think about that kind of stuff.
Look, you can refer back to, like I said, your arm. So I can't waver on that very much at all. So because then I got to get a new tattoo, remember? Because number 7 is if your name is Larry, then you're okay. If I start adding stuff to it, then the tattoo is just going to be way too big and it won't even fit on my arm anymore. So we're keeping it as, if your name is Larry, then you're good.
All right. Well, we are running out of time here, so I'm going to finish it up. But the last question I always ask is, what would you do if you were bit?
If I was bit? Oh, that's easy. What I would do then is, if I was bit, I would probably find a way to bite my loved ones so they could be together with me and we could all be bitten together. Yeah, that's what I would do first. Yeah, I think that probably makes sense because then that way I would at least be, it's like my Uncle Larry used to say. It's okay who cares if we're miserable as long as we're miserable together.
Well,
you know what I mean? And this is a way that you can, just to have that group together and be miserable together.
Exactly. Yeah. In life and in death. But that is all the time we have. Nathan, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, listen, I appreciate the call, Matt. And like I said, I appreciate the podcast. I hope everybody out there in the World War Z thinks of us here in beautiful Fort Collins. Come down and see us. Check out the ZSP. Check out Fort Collins Zombie Crawl.
Definitely. Everyone home, remember, check out oldtownzombie.com. You can also find them on Facebook, facebook.com/oldtownzombie. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will see you guys next week on the show. Thank you very much for listening. Have yourself a great zombie-free week. Bye.
Cheers, man.